Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. So far we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about how memories are formed, we've talked about being in the present moment, and we've had a discussion around recalling memories and the process of recalling them and how we feel them in the body. So today we're going to talk about beliefs. Now, beliefs is something everybody has. But what we might not recognize is it is our beliefs that determine how we're going to live our life. Beliefs determine our world for us. Now, we have common beliefs within society, within family, within any organization where you have people, there are certain beliefs and also certain egos. But what we're going to talk about is individual beliefs. And we're going to use negative examples. Now, why? Because I've used negative examples before. They have more of an impact. So you have negative beliefs, you have positive beliefs, but most of your beliefs are going to be emotionally neutral. Doesn't bother you. The ones that bother you are the ones that are going to control how you operate in your world. So let's just see how memories are put together. So on my board, I always use my whiteboard, we're going to represent a memory, a belief, which are memories, but the belief, we're going to use a circle, okay? So, there's a circle. It represents a belief. Okay, so now we have a representation of a belief. Now we got to put a negative belief up. So one of the most negative beliefs that I run across in my practice is the belief that the individual, and maybe you, maybe me, believes they're not good enough. So they will say, I'm not good enough. And we put quotation marks around that because that represents an internal belief that they have. Now, how do you get a belief? Well, actually, there's two things that really hold a belief in place. So this idea of a belief, I better underline that, belief, has two legs that hold it up, hold it in place, that make it important for us. One is an experience. So we got to put experience down here. This is your proof that your belief is true. Experience. It's your proof. It will be in the outside world. It will be some interface with a person or a situation in the outside world. Then the other one, as soon as you get a experience, a proof that you're not good enough, you're going to feel it in the body. So you have feelings in your body. I wrote it on an angle so you could see it on an angle. So the proof holds this in place, your belief. there's something wrong with you, you're not good enough, and it will feel terrible when it happens. That's what holds it in place. That's why it's important. So what will happen is you will have, to have a belief, you have to have more than one event happen that tells you this. And usually, when you think about it, you say, I'm not good enough. I'll ask the question, well, who told you that? And they'll say, well, nobody said it to me. Nobody said right out, Charlie, you're not good enough. Well, how come you come up with that belief? Because of your internal interpretation of the proof, of the experience that's outside of you. And then you process it, you process this, and you have a feeling in the body. Feels terrible. Feels awful. Feels like you're not good enough. Oh, that's what the belief is. Oh, that's where it comes from. So now you know what holds a belief in place. Now, what are experiences? What are your proofs? Now, as you are 10 years old, 18 years old, 30 years old, 80 years old. What's your proof? What's all this proof that makes this real for you? The memories. The memories. You see, when you have an experience, that's an event that happens. And from the event, you go through this process. Now, if you only had one event that caused you to think, well, I'm not good enough. Part of you, if you have high self-esteem, will say, that doesn't mean anything. And you won't have this belief. You'll have experience, but if you have a different set of values behind it, you won't have this. So you need a lot of proof. You need a lot of experiences to tell you you're not good enough. And now those will be memories. So you have to have a belief, in this case a negative belief. Same thing happens with positive, but with a negative belief, you have a lot of experiences that are now memories that have told you your interpretation that you're not good enough. Now you may tell me some of those adventures that you have had that lead you to the belief that you're not good enough. And a lot of them, they say, well, how would you ever interpret this any other way except that they don't love me, they don't trust me, I'm not good enough? Well, that's your interpretation of the event. Where'd you get that? From older memories that told you the same thing. How far does it go back? This particular memory, if you have it, this particular belief, if you have it, goes back to childhood, at least before age 6. I mean, that's the information, that's the experimental information. And that's what all the books say, psychology books. Your core belief system with beliefs, core beliefs, are in place before age 6 or 7. So if you've got this, you've had it a long time. Now I know you want to blame things currently, like your current wife, your current spouse, your current dog, but actually the foundation is set way in the past and becomes a filter for how you see your world. So behind memories, behind beliefs, are many memories. Many memories. Now in a moment, we're going to look at another model on how your world is the way it is because you have the beliefs that you do. And your beliefs are because of memories you have had throughout your life. So, let me take this model off and we'll go into another one. I think there'll only be 2 models in this video. This is the first one. Remember, what holds the belief in place is your experience and your feelings in the body. So, let me take this off. And this here. All right. Now, to go on, to work with the next model, I'm going to have to draw a picture of you. Now, I can't see you, but I can draw a picture of you. As I said before, I only draw simple things, and therefore, that makes you kind of simple, because I'm going to draw a picture of you. Here's a picture. Now, pay attention, because I want to get all the parts right. So what do we got? Happy face. Okay? We have glasses. Now, this represents you. Now, in session, if you had a beard, I'd put a beard on it. And if you had long hair, I'd put long hair on it. And if it was curly hair, I'd make it curly so that it would look like you. Now, this represents what's inside of you. This represents the whiteboard, the rest of the board, what's outside of you. So what's outside of you? Well, you know, one of the other videos, we came up with a conclusion that what's outside of you is everything. You know, your shoes are outside of you. Your car is outside of you. Your house is outside of you. You got a lot of things outside of you. And the moon and the stars and the cosmos and what's way out there is way outside of you. And when you get all said and done, you say, well, that's a lot of stuff. That's probably everything. So, here's everything. Everything is outside of you. This is an important part to kind of get. Everything is outside of you. So that means the good, the bad, and the ugly. The terrible, the awful. Hunger, famine. All kinds of bad things. The sublime, the beautiful, the serene, the peaceful, the calm. Everything is outside of you. Everything is out here. This is where your world comes from. Everything is out here for you to begin to appreciate and bring inside of you. So what's inside of you? Well, that's a silly question. Well, until you think about it. How about your ear? Is your ear inside? No, the ear is on the outside. What about the cochlea inside inside of here? Is that inside of you? What about your liver? Your liver inside of you? Well, they're all objects. Out here, everything. This is the objective world. This is the objective world. You might think about, well, all you are is an object. You're an object to me, and I'm an object to you. And I am filled with objects. And so are you. But usually we come to the conclusion that, well, my thoughts are inside of me, and part of those thoughts are beliefs and memories. So you have a lot of beliefs inside of you. So we're going to look at the one we started with. So I'm going to write that inside of you. I'm not good enough. That's a belief inside of you. So inside of you, now this is going to be metaphorical. Okay? You think this belief. Doesn't make you feel good, but you think it. You say, I'm not good enough. And you think it again, and you think it again, and you keep thinking it. I'm not good enough. And pretty soon you develop, because you need a lot of experiences, you got to say it a lot. And then you have a belief you're not good enough. Now, with that belief, your inner self, also known as your creative subconscious, there's all kinds of names for it. We'll just pick that one. Creative subconscious is on a mission. This is your belief, and therefore you must find proof that the belief is true. You know why? If it's not true, you can't have the belief. So, with that, we take this belief, I'm going to put a little circle around that, because you are going to filter it through your life. You are going to look outside of you with this belief as your filter. And when you do, what are you going to find outside of you? Well, you're filtering, you're looking for what you might not recognize it, but what you look for, you'll find. Why? Everything's out here. Everything's out here to find. So if you believe you're not good enough, what are you going to find in your world? Well, you're going to find evidence. So your evidence will be your proof. And you'll find all kinds of evidence, proof, to match your belief inside. See, remember what two things hold them together? Outside, proof, inside, feelings. So when these two are equal, that's your world. And as long as you hold this belief, your world is going to have proof that you're not good enough. How much proof? More proof than you think is there. A lot of proof. How will you run your life? Oh, you feel terrible. You feel awful. You'll feel like there's something wrong with you and that you're not good enough. Oh, that's what your belief is. So that's what you're going to believe. Now, in this process, the outside proof and the inside belief got to be equal. Now, what if you find an experience or a friend or somebody that you met that says, "Tom, you're a good person. I like being with you. You're terrific. You're good enough." And so you find this out here. You find this out in the everything. Somebody says that. Maybe it's your significant other. Maybe it's a grandparent. Maybe it's your boss that appreciates you. All kinds of stuff. And you're going to have a memory, an experience that tells you that you are good enough. What are you going to do with that? It doesn't fit your model. What are you going to do with it? There's a couple things you can do with it. Usually the first thing is you try to get it to migrate as part of your proof. You'll say such things as, well, if they really knew me, they wouldn't say that. But if they're persistent, you will sabotage the situation to match your beliefs. Now here's the thing. You are not filtering the outside environment for the truth. You're not looking for the truth. You're looking for proof that your belief is true, is real for you. You're not looking through the everything to find the truth. You're looking to find what matches your belief. So you will sabotage this. A lot of relationships are that way. They start out good, and then one or the other, or both, of the parties will sabotage the relationship. Why? Because of their beliefs. Where they come from? Childhood, or some other place close to childhood. And then it falls apart, and they think, well, it was a relationship. No, it wasn't a relationship. It was the individual belief system and how they operated in their life to have this be real for them. So, and it's made up of memories. That's an important part to recognize. Why? Memories are not real. They're constructions. You hold them in a place we call the subconscious mind, but they're not events. They are your interpretation of events based on older memories. Very difficult to understand. And so we look at what you're doing today, and you say, well, I don't have those memories now. I had a very good day. I have a very good job, and I'm doing it. But you are working on the programming that is inside of you, where this is the foundation. Now, what's it made of? Memories. So next time we get together, we're going to talk about memories. This time we talked about beliefs and how beliefs are made of memories, and the experiences are your proof. experiences outside of you. You have the experience because you're filtering for them. Why are you filtering for them? Because this is what you believe the world is. I believe the world is this, and therefore you must find the proof that this is true, or you can't have that belief. Now look closely, and you will see you're creating your world. The outside world isn't pushing you around. It's a reflection of what you're holding inside of you. If you want to change the outside world, you got to change what you're holding inside. And what are you holding inside? Memories. Some of those memories coalesce into a belief. And it is the beliefs that determine your life. An interesting concept. So next time we get together, we're going to talk more about memories and see if we can change what we hold inside of us. So until then, take care of yourself, be good to yourself and to your loved ones around you, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.